Hey everybody, I'm Christopher. The guy behind the camera is Jake the Snake, and this is Fast Lane Classic Cars. This is easily one of my most favorite cars of all times. I was in high school when this thing came out. I love it. It's a 1989 Trans Am, turbo Trans Am. It's got the Grand National motor in it, the 3.8 liter V6 with the turbochargers. Oh my God. So this car only came in white. And it only came with this. It's white and beige. It was the only way it came. 1,555 were made. This is number 1525. It's a pretty original car with 30,000 miles on it. I haven't even gotten in it yet. I haven't driven it. Can't wait to drive it. So excited about driving it. This has two different types of T-tops. It's got the real heavy glass ones inside, and it's got these beautiful tan ones, and I'm sorry, tinted ones. Ugh. Oh, it's got the smart lock. See how it goes up? Oh, how nice.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's got the little, I always love this. I'm not going to put it on. But
oh, the shade,
it's got the shade on it.
It clips up here to the back of the glass up there.
This is the soft close, so you don't slam it. You never slam it. Look at it go
Oh, it actually is soft close.
It's a soft close.
I didn't know that.
Dude, this car had everything. Now, here's the only sad thing about this car's history. This car, not this car in general, but the car's, Sam Kinison owned this car. Very great comedian. He got his whole life straightened out. On his way to Vegas, he got in a crash and he died. Damn shame. He probably was driving like a moron. But
not in this car though.
Not in this beautiful car. That car is totaled. This car is gorgeous. It is one of the faster cars around back in 1989. I think Jake the Snake said it was the third fastest, but I always remember it being the fastest thing out there in an automatic.
Tied for third and
amazing.
Kind of, you know, it's the car that was faster than it doesn't really count. It was the Porsche 959. It was like a multi-$100,000 hypercar.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing, the only thing that was tied with it was the Porsche 911 Turbo, which is crazy. Do you want to pop the hood so we can see this thing's turbo?
It's got leather. I absolutely cannot wait to drive it. Jake, you don't know how excited I am. When you told me about it this morning, I ran to the booth. Didn't even finish my coffee. I couldn't wait to see this car. Oh man, let's drive it. You ready? Oh, you want to pop the hood? Let's pop the hood and see this beast.
I want to see the turbo first.
I
want to show the people.
Drive it, Jake. Can't you tell? I'm so excited.
I know you are very excited.
God, this is one of my favorite cars.
So this is basically the same Buick V6 and the Turbo Regal. The only thing that's different I found in the Car and Driver article is different heads from the transverse mounted 3.8 V6. So they have better flowing exhaust ports and a different cylinder head shape that's more efficient. And so it might even be making even more horsepower than the Regal version. It's rated at 250 and I think 340 pound-feet, but Car and Driver thinks it's more like 300 horsepower, if not more, back in '89. I mean, look at the size of that turbo.
It is
It's
huge.
an Air Research T3 turbo, I believe. That was in the Car and Driver article as well. I mean, this thing, it was faster than all the V8 versions of this car.
Yep.
It was faster than all the Ferraris that came out that year.
Yeah.
Faster than most of the Porsches. Faster than the Mitsubishi Eclipse turbo. Faster than the Lotus Esprit turbo.
Yes.
This thing is no joke.
But it's cool looking too. It's still the pop-up headlamps.
Oh, yeah.
It's still everything that the 80s had. I know 80s cars suck. That's what everyone says. Well, you're wrong. This one didn't.
This is a
my
true
favorite
speed icon of the 80s.
I'm so
And they didn't
excited.
make that many.
No, only 1,555. This is 1,525. We've got a plaque that comes with the car. It's just cool. It's got the original sunshades for the glass tops. We have that over in our offices. Got a lot of different paperwork. I read about it. It's just, oh man, I am so excited about driving this car. You ready, Jake?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Pontiac. For this celebration, Pontiac traded the GTA's 5.7-liter Chevy V8 for a boosted Buick V6. This 3.8-liter is similar to the one we loved in the Buick Grand National. Now it has new heads, pistons, oil cooler, and a larger intercooler. The modifications, mostly aimed at improving reliability, also upped performance. The turbo now spins out 250 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque. Stab the accelerator, and any reservations that you might have about putting a Buick engine in a Trans Am quickly disappear as the car...
Oh, here's your mic.
I know, big heavy doors for
Make
the
sure
80s.
you close your door all the way.
Oh, sure.
Doesn't look closed.
Probably isn't. It's a big heavy door.
It is a big heavy door. They're
was the
very
80s.
long doors. Very similar to my Camaro. And they're also just heavy because they're so big that the window is very big, so there's a lot of glass
Lots of glass.
inside the door.
Lots of glass, lots of moving
Get my
parts.
seatbelt on.
Parts.
Lots of moving parts.
Oh.
Oh
Dude,
boy, this
is
thing
a
is awesome.
bucket list car for me, man. This has been one of my most sought after cars ever.
Let me put your phone in this leather pouch.
Oh, please do.
Over here, look, I can clip it to this leather stuff on
Isn't
the
that
dash.
nice?
And we have a little gold Trans Am performance suspension.
Mm-hmm. The WS6, right?
This thing, oh yeah, this thing is very cool. It says WS6 on the wheels on the center caps.
It does.
Like we said, 2 sets of T-tops. These are plexiglass.
Much lighter.
Plexiglass tinted, very lightweight. The glass ones are in the Trans Am leather pouch strapped in the back.
That came with the cab.
Yes, very, very cool. The heat works. I have it on right now. I've tested every single button in here. Electric mirrors, windows. Look at that, they're electronical.
Electricity.
Woogie,
Love
woogie,
electricity.
woogie. We got all these equalizer buttons down here,
Oh.
fader, tuning. Oh, we didn't bring a cassette. We'll have to test it when we get
We
back.
will. We promise.
We got defrosters and stuff up here. Also, the gauges, they have this like grid pattern in them.
Yeah.
It feels like we're in a fighter jet in here, especially with all the buttons on the wheel.
Like max headroom. That was
Yeah.
a big thing back then.
We were surging into the modern era. I mean, look at all those.
Surging.
And I have tested all those buttons too, and they do work. The radio, everything, the recall button works.
Can you imagine that big glass back there without a rear window defogger? Oof.
Oh, I know.
It would suck, and it did. 1984 Camaro. Terrible. Didn't have a rear window defogger.
Yeah, the radio works
was
great.
sad.
It already has presets loaded onto it. So if you're local to St. Louis, all your radio stations are already on there. 102.5, 93.7 The Bull. You know, they're all there.
The main stuff.
The main stuff. But yeah, as far as gauges go, you have oil pressure up there, and then water temp, and then you have battery, fuel, and then over here is the real special one, a boost gauge.
That didn't have it in any other Trans Am but this one.
Turbo pressure, and when Car and Driver tested it, they said it got up to around 16.5 to 17 pounds of boost on the gauge, which is a lot. It only goes to 20. And it also, this Trans Am was equipped with a knock sensor. So if the car senses that it's turbo surging or it's getting, you know, too much boost for the engine, it'll actually turn it down so that you can't hurt your engine with the turbo.
Isn't that nice?
Like, so much technology was being used in this thing. Like I said,
the best.
faster than the Regals with the same engine
For
because of the
sure.
different cylinder heads and stuff. I have some stuff on here. 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds.
Yep. They called it an even 5 when I was a kiddo, but yes.
The 01
4.6
was
Oh, it's
wow.
so nice.
It does handle very
I
well.
love this car.
The 01 was 4.5 seconds, 0.1 of a second faster. So that's, you know, that's just like what temperature it is outside given the day.
Exactly.
I mean, you could gain 0.1 of a second doing different
Maybe your
tires or
tires
something.
are exactly. Maybe the tires.
Right.
Oh.
And that was an 89, which is crazy. Let's see. Like I said, it's
Fireworks.
faster than the Porsche 911 Carrera 4, the Mitsubishi Eclipse Turbo, tied with the 911 Turbo, which is insane. That's like
It's
a full-on supercar from the day.
It's an insane
This was the
thing.
fastest U.S. production car for the year.
It was so pretty.
Turbo
Right.
Hydromatic.
Whoa.
T200 R4 transmission. Car and Driver said shifts very crispy. I've noticed it does shift very crispy.
It's a crisp shifter.
The Regal also had a speed limiter. It could only do, I think, 124, I read in the Car and Driver article.
It's a box.
It was a box. It didn't handle
nice,
as well.
but-
Didn't have as good a brakes, so they had to limit the speed. Trans Am didn't have to do that.
Nope.
This thing has no speed limiter. It'll go all the way to 153. As bigger, 12-inch brakes, 11.9 inch. But I just say 12-inch brakes. 2 piston calipers instead of 1. So this thing could stop a lot better on a dime than the Buick as well. Let's see, what else about it? I mean, like I said, Pontiac rated it at 250 horse, but it's got to be more. There's no way it's only 250
It's
horse.
possibly more, I would have said.
Yeah.
just
Car
so
and Driver
nice.
estimated closer to 300 and a big old turbo. 8-to-1 compression though, so not a high compression, but you don't really want high compression with the turbo. When you're forcing all that air in there, you want to take it easy on your engine. And also, I mean, the condition of this thing,
Yeah, it's amazing.
impeccable. This dashboard, not a tear, crack, nothing. It is that plastic.
It
so
was garage for sure.
very garaged. I mean, you got the leather pouches over here. You could put your owner's manual and stuff in. All of the plastic down here looks just brand new. The electric mirrors and everything work, like I said. I tested all that. Look at the amount of buttons. You can tell it's from the 80s.
Oh, very much so. Plastic and buttons.
You know, the green digital readouts. It is an automatic. I don't think they made any of these in a stick, did
Nope,
they?
not one.
But this
All
transmission is
automatic.
very nice, the automatic.
Just the way they were back then.
Yeah, the heat's working great.
The 5.7 liter also didn't come in a manual, which stinks.
Yeah.
I've gotten in arguments from people from Canada said that they did make a Canadian version.
Wait a minute.
I don't believe so.
We're at
Now,
a bean test.
I know. If you could look behind us, though, I think that is a officer of the law.
I don't know if it is or not, but beans are going to happen either way. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
Wow. Holy cow.
Oh my goodness.
I got the boost up to 10. Makes me happy.
10, that's it?
That's it, because I didn't want to hit it. Because
That's
it's cold
only-
still.
that's
I
not
mean,
even-
the temp gauge is good. We're up there at 220. Oh, yeah, here he comes.
Oh,
His light's on.
We're not at 220.
Yeah, he's going to pull me over.
We're at 180 temp. I mean, this thing is just handling fine.
It's a great car. I love this car so much.
Only 10 pounds of boost. That's not even 2/3 of the boost that it makes. Yeah, the soccer park is closed. That's pulling the Coke.
Hate that. He put his lights on, but it wasn't a police officer. He was
No,
just
it was not.
excited about it. Oh,
Just
how
a,
cool.
That's just like a park maintenance guy, I think.
But he enjoyed it because the park maintenance guys
Yeah.
have a thing with us.
He pulled into the apartment, yeah.
Oh.
Because the park maintenance, I'm assuming is what that is right across the street from us. So they see us all the time. This thing hauled.
Yeah, and I didn't even try.
And your foot
believe
wasn't
me,
even in it, I could tell.
did not even try. It is so nice. Oh, man,
And
whoever's going to buy it.
we've driven 305, 350 versions of the Trans Ams, and like, I have never actually driven one of these or been in one.
Oh.
So I was like, there's no way it can be that much faster than the V8.
It is that much.
It is at least twice as fast.
It's
I mean,
just a
it's
different
so
car.
much. It's a different animal.
It is. I love this
I would
car so
consider
much.
this a fast car. I wouldn't consider the 305 Trans Am a fast car.
No, the 350 was better, but still not that fast.
No.
But this thing is just so nice. And
It's
how well
iconic.
kept is this?
Oh my goodness.
I know.
A soft opening cigarette tray.
What? Look at that right out there. Ready? Oh!
Yeah, turn it off before we get copyright struck.
We don't want to get struck.
Electric antenna, but also look at this. Soft open and
Oh, yeah.
a cigarette lighter in case you want to take up smoking, but don't smoke, especially not in this car.
Exactly.
Smoking's bad for you.
Shall we?
Let's do flybys.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Come here.
Forgot to mention.
Tilty wheel.
Tilting wheel.
And look, right there in the middle, that's for your mirrors. Yay!
I know.
And they work.
All right, let's do flybys.
It's so cool. Flyby time. It does not sound like the V8 because it's not. Oh, but it is fast. It is creepily fast. There he goes. Oh, he's got the lights on. Yeah, it just pulls. Yeah, and it had those lights at the very bottom, little parking lights. They worked independently, you know. Wow, look at it go. It just lifts like crazy. It is an amazing little vehicle. It really is. I wasn't sure why you had the lights on. It was like,
I just wanted to see that they worked, and they do, which is awesome. Dude, this thing, I wasn't even close to full throttle.
No, but you were lifting.
I didn't even get to 10 pounds of boost. No, the nose lifted up and everything. It just squatted. And they weren't kidding when they said this thing was stable. This thing's steady as a rock.
I love this car.
I mean, it is the really good suspension, the nice brakes, 34,000 miles. It's pretty low, but it's drivable. It runs very good. It was, I'd rather have one that was driven a bit than one that's just been sitting for, 40 years. This is definitely a bucket list car. And it might already be on the short list for top 10 of the year for 2025.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be up there for me.
Yeah,
Man,
I mean,
it's beautiful.
and it's just so nice. There's nothing wrong with it.
All the options.
Yeah, I mean, and oh my goodness, it's like you feel like you're in a jet plane with all these gauges in front of you too.
1989.
So cool.
The end
so
of an era.
cool. You ready to go back?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Man.